Hello. It's been a while. I've been incredibly busy. I am no longer on the road. Let's rewind this video real quick. Let's get this all queued up. Okay. I think I think that should be all right. So, apparently somebody decided to make a comeback to YouTube. Not me, but somebody else who said that I ran him off because I allegedly put out his address or something. I don't know what he's talking about. I was doing some speculation on real estate. And if I just happened to put out your address in that video, I mean, that was just some kind of coincidence. I don't know what to say. I mean, I was just looking for somewhere to invest my money. And I didn't want to invest around here. And I was looking in other places, and I came across a nice looking house. So I wanted to get people's opinions. Anyway, he keeps wanting to, if he comes back after 5 months. I haven't made a video in 4 months. The last one I made had nothing to do with YouTube trucking or anything like that, and he wants to come back and mention my name. Another thing that has remained constant about Bill is his racism. It's funny, he still sits there and wants to convince people that he is not a racist. Meanwhile, he keeps proving himself to be even more racist than we thought he was. He talks about, in this video, New York State and RVT, the biggest piece of shit. He talks about New York State giving driver's licenses to illegal aliens. Why? Because Bill says he has a problem with it because the standards of driving in other countries aren't as good as it is in the United States. He's worried about his family and your family and my family and everybody else's families. He's worried about them not knowing what a yield sign is or how to read the speed limit. But notice when he was mentioning these other countries, let's just go ahead and listen.
Jay Canal got into an accident, or somebody hit him, and I guess it was a truck stop, and it was a foreigner.
It was a foreigner. It was an illegal alien. Nope, it was a foreigner. Let's continue.
I'd love to know how long that foreigner had his license for.
He wants to know how long this foreigner had his license.
And I don't know how many of you out there have been to South America or Central America or other parts of the
South America, Central America. Let's see, who lives in South America and Central America? I believe that most of the people who live in Central America and South America are not white. This is key. Remember this.
World. But I have been to Peru, Honduras.
He's been to Peru and Honduras. Again, most of the people who live there aren't white.
Not Nicaragua.
You know what he wanted to say right there. Bill.
Mexico, I've been to.
Oh, and he's been to Mexico. So, just remember, the countries that he is talking about right now are about people who aren't white. Remember this.
And believe me, man, it's like a whole nother way of driving. And they create their own laws.
Okay, let's pause this for a minute. I've been to Mexico multiple times. Um, Bill later in this video also says that he's been going to Canada, to Toronto. I've been to Canada and stuff. I've never been to the UK. I'm not as well traveled as Bill Mott is, but I have been to Mexico. And here's the thing about Mexico. They drive on the same side of the road that we do. Their traffic laws really aren't that much different from ours. The biggest difference is that their signs are not in English. Now, something about the United States that I'm not sure Bill Mott is aware of is that the United States does not have an official language.
And I feel like more people should be up in arms about it, because your families are going to be out on those roads with these illegal immigrants.
He wants you to be up in arms about people from other countries, immigrants. He said just now. Remember earlier he was talking about foreigners. So now it's foreigners and immigrants. Now, immigrants is anybody who came to this country, whether legally or illegally. Okay, if you immigrated to the United States, you are an immigrant.
Driving cars. And maybe in some cases, tractor trailers.
All right. I think that's enough. Let's do some reading. This is from the U.S. Embassy in the United Kingdom. Now, as everybody knows, if you've seen the movie King Ralph, or I don't know any other movie that's like from the United Kingdom. I don't really watch too many movies, but National Lampoon's European Vacation. There's one. If you've seen that movie, you would know that in the United Kingdom, specifically like England and stuff, they drive on the opposite side of the road. Okay? That is one thing that's majorly different from the way we drive here in the United States. But you notice on Bill's list of countries where he says that their driving is not up to par with the United States, they were all Hispanic countries. Let's look at this. Okay, this is from, like I said, the U.S. Embassy in the United Kingdom. This is in the question and answers section. This is it says, will my British driver's license be adequate for renting a car? It says that the USA has an agreement with most countries whereby the renter's full national driving license may be used for a period of up to 1 year in the United States. This applies to the full UK driving license. Provisional licenses are not acceptable. Most international driving permits are generally not required in the USA, but it is helpful to carry one. If they are taken, they are only valid in conjunction with a full national driving license. They should not be accepted on their own. It is recommended that drivers who possess a full national license that is in script other than Roman, like Arabic, should also obtain an international driving permit. So, what does that mean? That means that if you come to the United States through illegal means, and even really through an illegal means, I mean, the fact that you're not supposed to be here doesn't change the fact that you do have a valid driver's license from another country. Means that you could come here and you could drive your car. Now, I wonder why Bill Maher has a problem with people from Mexico driving in this country, but he doesn't have a problem with people from Canada driving in this country. Why he doesn't have a problem with people from England driving in this country, but he has a problem with people from Peru driving in this country. Didn't he say his last wife was Peruvian? I wonder if he was okay with her driving. I mean, we already know that she wasn't white because he told us. Let's look up something else. Visiting the United States and driving. Oh, what's this? Okay. Anyway, that's the point here. Is Bill Maher doesn't care if you're from another country and you want to come drive here, as long as you're from a predominantly white country. Those are his own words. Not verbatim, but that's what he was saying. He was saying that if you're from Mexico, or if you're from Peru, or if you're from Nicaragua, if you're from, what else did he say? I don't know. But if you're from any other country that's not predominantly white, you have no right to drive in the United States. What I think is interesting, though, is Bill Maher said in that very same video that he is on a run now that's taken him to Toronto. Now, there's two things, Bill. You said in that video that your run takes you to, that you could get delayed by snow because of the part of the country that you're going to, Toronto, which I don't know if you're familiar, Bill, with geography, but Toronto is not a part of this country. Believe it or not, that's actually in another country. That's what Canada is. Okay, Canada isn't a state. I know that you're kind of stupid. Okay, that's why I'm taking the time to explain this to you. You see, when you have to cross the border, Bill, that's because you are going into a different country. Now, I know that, you don't want people from other countries coming here to drive, but you can go to other countries and drive. You don't have a problem with that, do you, Bill? You know why? I know why. It's because you're white, and your white privilege says that you can. I don't believe in white privilege, but Bill does. And Bill doesn't think that white privilege is a bad thing. I don't think it exists, but Bill wants it to exist because he wants to have privilege over minorities. Bill Maher does not want minorities driving in the United States. Bill, I've got to be honest with you, man. I am outraged at your blatant racism. I don't get it. I don't understand why you're okay with people coming here from London who drive on the wrong side of the road, coming here and driving on our streets with my family and with your family, if you still have one. I mean, you say that you do, but there's been no evidence of that. And But you do have a problem with somebody from Mexico coming here and driving. And you want to sit there on your in your ivory tower. Bill likes ivory towers because they're white. You want to sit there in your ivory tower and talk about how you should be able to go to other countries and drive, but they shouldn't be allowed to come here and drive. Especially if you're from a country that is not predominantly white, like Peru or Mexico. Bill, I don't know what we're going to do with you. Like, you keep trying to say that you're not racist, and then you keep saying racist things. It's outrageous, to be honest.